Caid has 3 sets of crowns right now. We have a new set that's a traveling set, and that will certainly be present at 50 Year. The traveling set was designed by Mistress Flavia off of a historical design, an earlier period design, and they were actually crafted by Master Otwell.
They're plaque crowns, so they travel much more easily than some of the other crowns.
Now, because they're hinged, and because of the design, they fit very well for us, so we like them a lot. They also are large enough that they might actually equal the size of the average court barony coronet. So people can actually recognize them as crowns from across the room if they don't know where you're from. If we go someplace like, for example, we were down at Straya, people were looking at us and saying, "Where are those crowns from?" Now,
got asked if I was the Queen of Atlantia several times because of the dolphins.
And once we explained Caid, everybody was very. We said Caid, they're next door, so that it won't take long for that to take. We have a set of crowns that are called the Hollingfords because they were designed by Duke John of Hollingford, and they are very ornate and very pretty, and you can't mistake them for anything but a crown, and indeed a Caidan crown because of the symbology that are attached to them. But what we're wearing right now are particularly special. These are the Venerables. The Venerables were the first crowns of Caid. If you don't know what you're looking at, they're hard to identify as crowns. If you look at them closely, either because you know what you're looking at in terms of the SCA, or you know what you're looking at in terms of precious metals, it's pretty clear that you're looking at a kingdom crown here. But they're not ostentatious, not huge, or there's not an element of overshow or garishness to them. They're the most subtle of crowns. We actually prefer these in terms of look, and we prefer them in terms of tradition.
We wore them exclusively during our first reign.
And one of the things that's most touching about them is the inscriptions that are contained therein. In the king's crown is an inscription that is intended to remind any king of Caid that this is a shared dream, a shared endeavor, and that our gravity, our perceived position and power and rulership is based upon this shared dream and our shared mission to live in this world as a tribe or family. It says deep down there across the front, you rule because of a belief, and that means that it is our job to foster the belief in the dream as a group, but in particular whenever I or anybody else that sits as the King of Caid sits on the throne, they are meant to see this and be reminded what their job, what their responsibilities, and indeed what their limitations are. What I liken it to is in Republican Rome, the successful general, an imperator, upon returning from a victorious campaign, would be granted by the Senate the right to cross the Rubicon and hold a parade, a triumph. And there in their chariots, surrounded by all of the pomp and circumstance and treasure and honors, there'd be a slave walking alongside them, whispering quietly in their ear that you too are mortal. We rule because they believe.
The inscription in the Queen's crown says, "For honor, love, and beauty," to serve as a reminder to me and to everyone who has walked before me in this path and this seat, that our job is not just to inspire the one who brought us here, but to inspire the kingdom through acts of honor, love, and beauty. That's what we talk about in terms of the job of the Lady of the Rose forever. Inspiration, inspiring people to act with honor, inspiring people with beauty and to be beauty, with love and to be love. So that's what I get to look at before I put my crown on.